Here's a short tutorial on the NewsRoom 4 or 5 Cast Editor. In NewsRoom 4 or 5, locate your Cast Editor tool and click on it once. That'll open up the Cast Editor on its last cast, or what it knows as the default position. You can use the drop-down under the word Cast to select the time of day that you wish to write your copy for. In our case, we're going to select 2100 hours. The toolbar on the Cast Editor lets you connect or disconnect from the server, add a new story, edit a story, delete a story, import a text file, export, print, upload to the KLZ teleprompter iPrompt, and archive. You can send a copy of it to the library, just as the cast is right now. And then there's a feature over here on the toolbar to show or hide an audio editor, so you can edit audio in a story and save it without having to open a separate audio editor. Let's add a story by clicking on the left-hand icon for Add a New Story. That opens up the editor and allows you to type or paste from another application. When you're finished, press the button to post the changes to the story, and it'll ask you to set the story title. That story is saved. As my first story is the intro, I'm going to go back into edit mode, go to the Properties tab, and set it from story type normal to hold normal. That way, when I purge it, it'll stay in the lineup as a template and allow me to change the copy. So that's one way to get your story in. The next way, I'm going to open a copy of The Wires and locate a story from my RSS feed, and it opens up the feed right in the Wire Viewer window. In this case, I'm going to copy the text, and I think I can just press and hold, move sideways, drag and drop, and I got to tell this a new story. Press and hold, drag and drop, in it goes. And now you can clean it up with your own text if you wish. If you don't want this paragraph, of course, delete and add your own copy at the end. Save your changes. What's the name of it? To change the lineup, just press and hold on the story ID and drag and drop into the position you want the story to be in. If you don't see it change right away, you might have to press the refresh button, and then we would know that possibly your Windows firewall is preventing that type of interaction. Story number 3, I'm going to drag and drop. So I'm just going to move sideways. The icon changes, let go over there. And now I can edit it. So I can highlight, press enter, and take out what you don't want to read. Add what you do. And save your changes. Embedding audio is, just put your mouse cursor where you'd like to insert your audio. A couple ways to do it. I can right click and insert audio, or I can press the speaker on the Cast Editor toolbar. It'll bring up a copy of your default playlist, and if you want another list to select audio from, you just choose that, highlight your cut, you can play it and or select it, in it goes. We can even play it here if we wish.
Today,
play button
in
once
Manhattan
you've
Federal
highlighted it in edit mode.
Today, in Manhattan Federal Court.
and then save your changes if you're happy. That is now embedded in your story. If you wish to print the current story, you've got the print icon. Sending it to a television iPrompt system, it's under the word cast on the main menu. Save to iPrompt, and then it would come up with a list of positions to save to for television. Archive the cast, you'll see it on the bottom status bar. When I press that, it'll ask, is it okay to archive it? I say yes. Cast has been archived, so it sent it to the server in HTML format. And we can take a look over here if you want to locate it in My Sites. Should be a folder called Library, or Archive in some cases. For other printing options under the word cast, you can just print the lineup. You can just print the TV lineup, or you can print the stories. And if you're going to print the stories, it brings up a print dialog that allows you to select all, none, or one or two, and then print. Dual columns is for television, so for radio, we usually don't have the script divided into two. Here's just a little explanation on how to use the audio editor. So we have audio in this story. I'm going to press the button to view my audio editor, edit the story, and I think I can highlight the clip, right-click, and edit the audio.
Today, in Manhattan Federal Court, accused...
Now here we can take out a piece or add a piece to this clip.
Today, in Manhattan Federal Court.
And
today, in Manhattan Federal Court. Court.
I'm going to preview it.
Court.
So I'm taking out the word court, and I press the
Today,
delete.
In Manhattan Federal, accused armed dealer Victor Boot begins to face
Today,
American justice.
In Manhattan Federal, accused armed dealer Victor Boot begins to face American justice.
I'm going to save it, and it's going to save a copy. I'm just going to put a 2 to the name of it.
Today, in Manhattan Federal,
save.
accused armed dealer Victor Boot.
Today, in Manhattan Federal, accused armed dealer Victor Boot.
The other feature on the Cast Editor is the group. Some stations have 2 or 3 FMs and an AM. If so, would make a group for AM radio, a group for FM radio, number 1, 2, 3, depending on how many stations. And when you view that group, you'd only see the applicable casts for that group. If you view all, you'll see all the casts for the 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 stations in the building. Your choice. That can be a default as well. So I can set it on that. If my first cast of the day is that, I would then save that as an option under the word Options, Save Settings. Default is the first setting name. Click Open in the same position for the window size, and say OK. When I close this, the next time I open the Cast Editor, it's going to open on the 1600 News. For further information on KLZ products, go to www.klz.com or email sales@klz.com. Thank you for watching.